Shares of Constellation Energy are trading at $251.84, and they are up a staggering 118% this year after big tech announced plans to invest in nuclear energy to power their AI systems. And zooming out on the chart of CEG, we can see that this stock has gone nothing but up since its IPO in early 2022, and everybody's wondering right now if this is going to be a good play given the momentum that it's built up over the past couple of years. So for my December 2027 price projection, I'm projecting this stock is going to increase 132% to $543.32, which is the result of their EPS, their forecasted EPS rather, at 11.56 times their forecast PE of 47. Now, analysts are saying that the earnings per share is going to rise 322% in the next couple years to 11.56, and that's where I got that number from. But for the PE, I think it's going to be around 47 at that time because their current price to earnings is 85, but the energy sector average is about 13 right now. So we have massive downside potential on that PE just because of that delta between the two. But given the momentum that it's built up, given that it's tied into big tech now, I don't see it consolidating that far. So that's why I put a PE of 47, and that would give us that $543.32 share price. For other analyst estimates, it looks like they're also pretty bullish, with the average one-year price forecast being $280.20, which is about 11% higher than where it trades today. Going into our triangle analysis, for growth expectations, it looks like CEG has beat 2 of their last 4 earnings calls, and in terms of revenue and net income, their quarterly revenues have dipped slightly but are showing signs of recovery, but really it's their net income that's showing that really good growth. And if we take a look at their profit margin, you can see that it's really started to skyrocket, which is a fantastic sign. As far as market movement, CEG is in a really good spot right now because they're actually the US's largest nuclear provider with 21 reactors, and that gives them a huge competitive advantage right now just because the lead time on nuclear power assets is really long. So with nearly every metric improving, and given the demand for power in the US is continuing and is expected to continue hitting record highs, I'm putting this stock at a 5 out of 5 for their growth expectations because it's really starting to pick up steam and build that momentum. And not to mention a market cap of around $70 billion also gives them plenty of room to grow. For their price to earnings ratio, it is pretty high at 85. Actually, it's not even pretty high. It's really high, especially when you compare it to the sector average of 13. But now that it's been roped into the tech sector, like I mentioned earlier, it's more fair to judge it based on more of a hybrid of both. But even then, the tech sector is 32 right now. That's the average PE, meaning CEG is overvalued and pretty much on par with any AI stock right now. And that leaves a lot of room to fall and a lot of valuation risk. So I rate their valuation at a 2 out of 5 because it just carries so much risk having it being so high right now until they can pump their earnings up, basically. For health metrics, they offer a small 0.6% dividend, but the real value is they have been doing a ton of share buybacks, which is a massive plus. And CEG has a shareholder equity of $12.9 billion and a total debt of $8.4, which makes their debt to equity a very healthy 65%, which we like to see. They're also sitting on about $1.8 billion in cash equivalents, which makes sense given their recent share repurchases. And so given their debt to equity, the share buybacks, I would put their health metrics at a 4 because I really like what I see here. And in conclusion, overall, it does have a very high valuation, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, I'm going to rate CEG stock a buy because they just have such a strong position in an industry that continues to hit record highs in terms of those demands, and just because of their competitive advantage right now and their stellar health metrics. So that's all I have for you today on CEG. Please drop a like, let me know which stocks you'd like me to cover next, and I will see you next video.